Saseni. Hi. Hey guys. Now, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Christine, and please subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe and share and watch. Share with your friends. Now, everybody else who has subscribed, welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for your support. Now, I do have a very good question that everybody or a few of you guys have asked me on Facebook. It's regarding my previous video below on relocating to USA. Now I've gotten a question, people asking me, how can I come? How long would it take? How long would it take for me to get a job when I get there? And what are the ways to come? Now, if you've not watched my previous videos below, please go back and watch. Each of those videos has the answer to this question. So today I will briefly answer the question because I have about 5 people who have asked the same question, meaning maybe I wasn't clear on the other video, or maybe you've not watched it. So please go ahead and watch. Now, first, let me say something. When you're relocating somewhere, it's never a bed of roses because you're new at the place. You don't know how you really don't know about that place, so you have to start from zero. So I want to say that relocating to US is not a bed of roses or even any close to being perfect. But if you do find yourself here, welcome, karibu. I know there's a lot of negative stories that we've had from different people about how US can be, but we also do have positive stories. I think everybody has a negative story about a place they've been, visited, relocated to, or just even where you were. I know some negative stories about Kenya, but I still will visit Kenya. I'll still come down there. That's home for me. And even if it wasn't home for me, Kenya is beautiful. I'll still come. So that is the same thing about states. States does have some negative stories, but that doesn't mean it's everybody's story. Everybody will have a story to share. So yes, welcome, and karibu. If you get away, come join us here. Actually, it's a little easier here, but it can be hard. It just depends. So to answer the question, people said, what are the ways to come and how long would it take for me to get a job if I relocated to US? Now, the major way you can come here is green card. And we all know playing lotto to get a green card, I always say it's like gambling. It's a 50-50 chance because you don't know if you go and do your application, it doesn't mean you're going to qualify and get the green card. But if you do, come on in. And if you go apply and you don't get it, keep applying. I've seen people apply once, get it. I've seen other people apply 5 times, and the 6th time or the 5th time is when they get it. So if this is your thing, keep applying. Usikufe moyo. Don't let someone discourage you, but just because you've applied many times, keep applying. It's free after all. So keep applying and see. If you get a green card, it's easier to come. Reason is that's what you need when you're relocating to states. That's your status. You come as a USA resident. And so jobs are open for you. Anything is open for you here because you come as a resident. That's one. Now, the other way you can come is through school. I mentioned this before. We have STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If you come through that, you will qualify to stay here as a student. But you have to be a smart student. That's engineering right there. That's science right there. For me, I'm not a science person. So you gotta be smart. But again, smartness comes with reading and practice. But I know not everybody is into books. So you can also come as an international student. If you apply in a university in USA and you apply as an international student, and you do qualify and they accept you, you're coming with a student visa. Now, when you come with a student visa, you need to know 2 things, or at least 3 things. You need to know that you are limited to the hours you can work. You're limited to what you can do as a student visa. You have a certain hours you can work. You can't go beyond specific hours because you have to study, and you can work in campus, so you can work outside campus. So you're limited, but that's a way to come if you want to come that way. The other way to come is you can come through a fiance. I mentioned this as well. When you come as a fiance, you come with a fiance visa. That's if you had a boyfriend or you have a girlfriend who is in States and they left you in Kenya and they came to better themselves, and now life is looking up better for them and they want to come back to their long-term lover. Then you can get married and come as a fiance. But you gotta make sure you're doing it because that's your fiance. Don't do it because you want to come to States. I always tell people States is very disciplined, very, very disciplined, and their laws are to follow. See, there's no bribing here. Once you're caught, you're arrested, or as long as you're caught, just know there will be consequences, and they're not going to be very good consequences. So you want to do things knowing that states' laws are not to be broken, and you also want to do things knowing that you can't bribe here. And here people are it's very disciplined. States is all about discipline, nothing much. You can lose track very fast, but if you are in the right discipline, you can make it through. So there's that one. Another one that I've had with people, I've seen, but I wouldn't advise, but if you want to come, go ahead. I've seen people come as hustlers. What's coming as hustlers? I've had people, well, I came and I stayed. I was visiting and I decided to stay. If you choose that, that's on your that's on your own. Because the minute you get here and you don't have status, you get into the government hands. My friend, you're not gonna be smiling. Because one, you're not here with any status. So you wanna make sure you stay. Well, I've seen hustlers come, make it, go back to Kenya, and they were happy here. I've seen people come, do mistakes, get busted, and they get deported back. But I've seen people come, become hustlers, hustle, do their thing, make it, and some go back to Kenya, make it in Kenya, and some make it here and stay. So it depends on how you come. Now, those are the few ways that I think are the more appropriate way of coming. Okay. Another question that someone asked was, how long does it take to get a job? Now, it all depends on how you're coming. Of course, if you're coming with any kind of status, if you're coming with a green card, you're coming with a student visa, sorry. If you're coming with student visa, then, or even fiance visa, then you have to remember that you have to come and you have to process your paperwork. One thing, we have Huduma number. Just like Kenya, there's Huduma number here. That one is Social Security. You need your ID. ID here is pretty much driver's license. For you to get driver's license, of course, you have to practice the driving questions and then go test the written test, and then you have to test you have to pass the driving test as well. So that is a process. So you won't come and start right away. Then you have to go to Social Security office, which is the Huduma office, to apply for your Social Security number. Again, Huduma number. That one is gonna take some time before it comes in the mail, So you won't come and just start live, but you'll be in between processing your paperwork and waiting for your documents. Okay. So I would say estimate yourself at least maybe 2 months before you can start a job. You can get it. It can be faster than that, but it all depends on who's hosting you, who is to show you how to go about all those documents, and the time, the scheduling. So that it varies. It doesn't have a specific time to when you can start. If you come as a hustler, then there's no way you can work. You need a Huduma number. You need a ID to show that you can work in States. So that all depends when you get here on how long it can take you to get a job. Another thing that I was gonna mention is this. You also want to go back on my previous post and watch about your host. That also depends, because as you're coming to states, whether with your green card or a student visa, then you need to know who's your host. Because your host matters. You need to know where you're going to stay, what they require from you, and what you require from them as well. So go back and watch my host video and see what I had to talk about that. These two videos go together. All right. And to add another thing is, when you're coming, please bring your stuff. I've had people say, please don't bring stuff. We'll buy clothes here. We'll buy everything here. No, bring your clothes. Bring your clothes with you. Bring your shoes with you. Because like I said, you will not pick up right away. You won't come here and get a job right away and be able to buy yourself clothes right away or shoes right away. So bring your stuff. Bring your clothes. Bring your shoes. Bring anything that means something to you, because once you get here again, you will not start right away. You won't be able to stand on your feet right away. Okay. But again, I don't want you to be discouraged that you can't come here just because people have said it's hard. People have said how they've been mistreated, or people have said about status and all those things. No. If you have a way, come.